What happens when the thing you've barely dared to dream for actually comes true? How does it change you when what you've been believing for and almost given up hope on finally becomes reality? The Redefining Possible podcast spotlights guests with stories of insurmountable odds who have witnessed the impossible become possible with God. Hi, welcome to Redefining Possible. I'm your host, Peyton Hoffman, and with me today, I am so excited to have Pastor Tommy Martinsen, pastor of Evergreen Church here in Los Angeles. Tommy, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me, Peyton.
Well, and you've got a lot of really cool things happening right now in the life of your life, in the life of Evergreen.
That's right.
I mean, you guys have a new building, which is just an answered prayer. I mean, and a 10-year faith journey.
Yep,
so we're going to touch on that.
Good.
But tell me a little bit, for those who aren't familiar with Evergreen, maybe don't know you, just about pastoring in LA, like what this is like. It's a whole community that's very different than any other city.
Oh, absolutely. So growing up, I was in North Carolina, and at a young age, I was called into full-time missions. Had one of those like power encounters with God. It was like
so good.
Pulling me from my gut forward at 8 years old, and had this kind of welling up from within me and kind of a waterfall collision moment where I felt like God was like, I'm calling you into full-time ministry missions. Wow. Yeah, one of those power encounters. And I know that not everyone has that.
Yeah, especially at that age too.
Oh yeah. So since then, I've never thought I would do anything differently. I was planning to take a plane into the bush somewhere, perhaps. I was considering getting my aviation missions.
Oh, I did not know that.
And I was like, should I be a medical missionary? Where should I go? So when I talk about Los Angeles, I'm like, this is my jungle, the wildlings of LA.
It is a jungle, though. People don't acknowledge it as that. It
is a full-on different thing. And so I've been in the Southeast. I went to school in Chicago, so kind of all throughout the Midwest. Yeah. So a lot of different ministry and church environments, but coming to LA for the first time, I was like, this is like nothing I've ever experienced before.
Okay, in what way? Let's unpack that really quick. Just for folks who, again, have never lived here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think because it is media city. It is media city. So it's like the entertainment is so heightened that it was fusing into the church environments and into production, but also into relationships and into how people were relating to one another. Yeah. So if you go to different parties here and you're mixing or whatever, there's a lot of like, you're talking to someone and so often you can tell they're like seeing who's around you. Like, is there someone else I should be talking to? Yeah. And you're like, am I just a prop right now?
Oh, wow.
And they're just trying to get ahead constantly. And I think that moves into church environments sometimes. Yeah. And so when I came here, I was like, churches, this is like nothing I've ever experienced before. It's like trying to grab attention. Yeah. Who's here? That was different. Wow. Like, are there semi-famous people in the audience?
So it was a social hour as well as
for sure.
Church,
For sure. That was 2015 when I came here. But I think now I'm kind of used to it. I don't know.
Like I'm adjusted.
I'm like, oh yeah, I guess this is odd. I've adjusted. I always say that like moving to LA is a little bit like a 4-year program that you have to adjust because there's a lot of different cultural dynamics that you have to learn, and to not get pulled into it negatively. Yeah. So it's been an adjustment, but I love it now. Yeah. Like I loved it all along, but I love it even more now because I think people come here, and even people that grew up here, a lot of them have just goals and dreams and things that they're going after here, whether it's in business, medical, and then of course with like Hollywood, arts, entertainment. So many people are just driven, they're creative, they think outside the box. So I like wrangling that. I like kind of herding the cats. Yeah. And for me, that allows the church environment not to be a lukewarm environment where it's just kind of like cultural Christianity. Yeah. But I think LA, there's more of an opportunity for the hot and the cold knobs to be on and off. Yeah. So sometimes you might feel that in someone, they're like cold, hot, cold, hot. Wow. But then there's also the opportunity for a greater yes,
Yes.
and a greater no.
Oh, man.
And so you can see a lot of passion,
Yeah.
and then the purpose levels also, when they're directed towards God,
Yeah.
end up becoming really beautiful and profound.
Wow.
So
No.
that's a
I
piece
love
of it.
that. No, but it's true. It's like the hot and cold. I didn't think about that until you said that. That is,
Yeah.
we really, I mean, right now, the whole country, the whole world is really seeing like Gen Z on fire, like lit on fire for the Lord.
Yeah.
And a lot of that
That's
we're
right.
seeing in LA.
Yes.
And a lot of that at Evergreen, because there are,
That's right.
you know, just because of the entertainment poll too, you've got folks in their 20s, maybe even early 30s, like
Right.
coming in, and they're on fire, and they're transformed. And so that is something that people are seeing across, you know, all across the country.
Right.
But it's interesting that you're living that out, you're walking that out here, and you weren't even trying to be a pastor. I mean, until
That's
you
right.
were.
Yeah,
know?
that came kind of unexpectedly. I thought maybe like when I'm 50 or something like that.
You'd be done with the missions, done with the bush, in Africa somewhere, you'd be back.
Right.
And then you would pastor.
Right. I did all these years of ministry school, and then very quickly I felt like the Lord said, don't get too comfortable.
Wow.
And, you know, I was like, even then, I was like, oh, when I'm married, have a couple kids, my Labrador, then
Like
we
the
will
vision
go.
was very
Then we
different.
will go. And that's a whole other story about like being single and just giving my yes.
I mean, we should unpack that. Like,
we can.
You don't hear that a lot from people. Well, you don't hear that a lot from pastors. First of all, like pastors that I've had on the show have been married,
right?
And they've either come on like with their spouse or not. But yeah, I would say you're definitely for Redefining Possible, and for me, the first single pastor that's come on here. So
one day I'll probably write a book on it.
You should. You should. Well, so tell me about that yes, because that's a big yes.
Right.
The vision in your mind was, when I'm married, have a couple kids, we will do this together as a family.
Yes,
and
that's
like
correct.
that was the goal. And the Lord was like, I have a different plan.
Yeah, well, I did ministry school in Chicago, and then a couple year break, and then I went to Redding, California for more school. Came back to Chicago, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, then let's get some traction, let's get married, let's do that. And that's when I felt the Lord say, don't get too comfortable.
Wow.
So I was in my like 27, 28 when I was getting prepared to move to LA. I'd had an encounter down here
in LA
in 2011 where it kind of came like a zip file download. In Sherman Oaks, just walking to my car. And it was like, you're home. And it was kind of this twofold approach of local church and a mission base that touches the world
out of
LA, specifically with arts, entertainment, and media. That would be a megaphone to the ends of the earth. So I had that in my, not even back pocket. It was like,
this is
it was present,
this
it was there,
it.
but I was like, when is that going to be?
And also like, what? This is so big as the God downloads are. It's so big.
And then what we see in our Western non-Catholic circles is like
it's real.
The pastor's a certain age
Yeah.
and married with these kids, and that's usually how it goes. Yeah. And so when I felt this kind of fast forwarding to move, I didn't have, I was working, but I didn't have my finances straightened out.
Yep.
I didn't have like, when you move, here's your budget, and we're going to take care of you.
It wasn't a neat little package.
Here's your family and the plan there. Like, none of the plan was there except
we're going.
Here I am, send me.
Yeah.
And so I was ready. I was like, I said I'd go anywhere in the world. Surely I can go to LA and do this. But I did have some moments of insecurity where I was like, if I move there, I'm young and single. Like, are people even going to want to come to a church that I start?
Wow. Like, are they going to trust you? Kind of like, are they going to?
Sure. Like, just the challenges that might come with that. Like, will families want to come? Will just anyone? Like, and so I remember I was working this job where I had to move some furniture around town, and I was sitting in my car just on a heavier day. As that happens with your emotions are a little more sensitive on certain days. And I'm like, Lord, is it even, I was just having a moment, is it even like biblical that I can be single and do this?
But that's a fair question, because you don't see it. I mean, that's the other piece of it. It's not outside of, like you said, outside of Catholicism, which I did grow up with that example from my mom's side of the family, but that's not something you see, A, in LA, and B, in the church in LA,
right,
or anywhere. So
really anywhere,
I think fair question, honestly.
So this is where it becomes a God moment. So then I'm just sitting there like mopey and sad and like feeling fragile, and I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm in my little Honda and I turn on the radio, which I don't do that. I listen to like music, my curated playlist or whatever. Turn on my radio and I turn it to Moody Radio, which is
that from
the school that I went to?
Okay.
Christian radio.
I don't know if that meant Moody like emotional or Moody like the Moody Moody Bible College.
Moody Bible Institute has this radio station, Christian radio. And I turned it to Moody Radio, which I'm like, I don't even know why I'm doing it. It's almost like you're like looking at yourself doing it.
Yeah.
I turned it to Moody Radio and it goes, and for today's question of the day, can pastors be single?
Stop it right now. Stop.
And I got, and I had a moment of like, please don't say something that's going to make this worse.
It's going to be horrible. Yeah.
You know, because Moody's very like, by the word, which I love, but they're just like,
but also, yeah.
And it said, answered by Dr. Erwin Lutzer, who he's the pastor of Moody Church.
Oh, amazing.
And he's just this like older guy, like he's not going to give you a soft answer.
No. So you're like, am I about to get wrecked up
So
here?
I'm like preparing myself, and then it just starts and he goes, of course they can be single. Look at Paul, look at Timothy. And he just
I was thinking Paul when you said that. I was like, well, we have Paul. Yeah.
And he just goes through, because it's a short radio segment, very quick thing, and he just like nails it home. Ba, 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 ba. Of course they can. Da, 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 da.
Wow.
And then it ended, and I just sat there like, okay, that resolved it, and wow, God, you are so cool to make that happen.
Specific. I love how the Lord's in the details.
But sometimes we just need that that marker in the ground, and not that everyday since has been like 10 out of 10 confidence with that, but that was a huge leap forward for me.
Well, you needed to know, like, I'm on the right path. Like, it's okay. Not only is it okay, but the Lord's hand is on this.
That's right.
And like, yeah, I can do this. I'm doing this with God's favor.
Yes.
And, you know, and his yes, which you're matching your yes next to.
Absolutely.
And like, yeah, but you needed to know. You were like, am I out of your will? Am I doing this? Like, you just needed to know.
And I had done my theological research
like you knew,
and everything.
But,
yes, I knew, but I just, when you have those like,
but you need to know in your heart.
God
like,
moments that hit with your theology, which I love. It's like theology and a spirit moment really brings that confidence.
And you're like, okay, I'm on the right track.
And here I am talking about it years later because it marked me. And so, even still moving here, it actually has not been difficult.
Which is wild.
Has not been difficult. I think in a lot of ways, a city like Los Angeles, there's a lot of positives of being single.
Right.
Because for the first several years, every night almost, I am like out being social.
Yeah.
I'm going to different events. I'm meeting with people. I was building the church.
Which was perfect to build the church.
A flexible, available single person.
Yeah.
And I had a little team as well that was very helpful. So I think there actually was a lot of advantages to that.
I can see that.
And I still want to be married. And that has been part of it too, is like, okay, dating now as a pastor, working through all that.
That's a whole thing.
That's a whole thing. And I have dated. There just hasn't been a permanent match made.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, but it just is more sensitive and interesting, and you've got people looking in. I remember when I did have a breakup several years ago, there were women in the church that were like, good, I knew she wasn't the mother of the house.
Stop it! No.
Like catty and like, I don't know, it's just, you want to just enjoy it as Tommy.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm
a person,
pastor,
please don't.
But it is so one in the same
it's
when you're doing this. So,
and
it's
you've had to be really careful about stuff like that too. I mean, I just know as your friend, like you just have to be sensitive to that. Like it's
for sure.
There's, men in ministry in general need to be, but
yes, that's the other side too. I think sometimes I'm more of a peacemaker, so like something that it can come across a certain way, I want to avoid like the chaos of that or the drama of it,
the drama's real.
Or how it's perceived. And so that's part of the discussion too.
Wow.
But we're still here. I'm still single, but
But
I don't know.
I mean, if you look back though at who you were when you started the church in 2015, whatever.
Yeah, 2016.
2016, so 10 years later.
Yes.
I mean, how have you seen yourself change? I mean, you're a different person from when I met you just a couple of years ago. So
for sure.
I can look in on that, but how have you seen?
Yes. I mean, in innumerable ways.
Yeah.
I think at my core, I'm still very much like, my heart posture still feels very recognizable. I haven't lost myself.
No.
My heart still burns for missions and seeing people come to know Jesus and grow in their faith. And I was at a Hollywood Prayer Network event last night.
So
and one of the panelists is a director, filmmaker, and he also was going to do medical missions.
Oh,
and
wow.
He's talking about his heart for the Lord in missions. And I'm like, it just, every time I'm like surging with it, and I'm getting teary-eyed because that's my heartbeat.
Yeah.
Wow. So then as a leader and as someone that wants to be a pastor that truly carries the heart of the Father the best I can, I think that probably is the biggest change, which is being a young kid who, I mean, I pastored in my youth. I started a youth group with my mom in our house.
I did not know this. Oh my goodness.
When I was like 16, and that became a thing. So I've always been pastoring my peers.
Wow.
So that was very natural for me to do that again.
To come do that again. Yeah.
But I think it's been moving from like buddy brother to the heart of a father. And that has been one of the greatest joys, to move into like being a father.
I love
and I'm
that.
like, all these little children I
It's
love.
true. It's true. It's like,
For sure.
I mean, I have a mother's heart very much. I mean, you know this about me, but
you do.
But it is something where it is different. I mean, when you shift from being like their buddy to being like a trusted, especially fathers, like there are so many fathers that are either missing.
Yes.
People grew up without that, or they didn't have a good father figure. And so to come into someone like you for folks in LA that haven't had that done well.
Yes.
And just for you to have that awareness of like, I need to hold this really well. This is very sacred. And,
absolutely.
You know, and you recognize it.
And it's interesting too, because as the numbers increase, I can't be in close proximity with every
everybody.
person.
Yeah, true.
But I'm realizing, and it's very humbling, that you still can represent that to a whole culture of people.
Yeah.
And that primarily I am the main person they're looking to as an example of the heart of the Father.
Yeah.
So it's very humbling, and I want to make sure that I'm always like demonstrating that to the purest ability that I can. So I always try to maintain that heart posture, honestly, and never would ever want to take advantage of a role like a pastor.
Yeah.
That I just take it very. It's such a high honor to do so.
It's and it's a gift. I mean, not everybody can do this. I mean, there are a lot of people who can speak. So we got a lot of speakers. You are a worship leader. I mean, so people that don't know you don't know that about you. Like you are very gifted in music.
Thanks.
And love it, and it's a passion. So there's people who can do that, but can't do some of these other buckets. And so for you to hold all those things, I think is really remarkable. Just to come in and say like, you're doing the message, you're doing worship, and you sort of had to start out the church. I mean, you kind of had to wear every hat and do everything.
Oh yeah, you come in not, your ministry degree isn't gonna
doesn't prepare you.
No, you are the little baby thrown into the deep end.
You're like,
and
figure
you're
it out.
Figuring it out as you go, for sure.
Wow.
And which is awesome. Like I actually love like
just
chatting with people who are doing it for the first time or a couple years in or whatever it is. But I would say, like, going back to your question, the biggest areas of change, the fathering for sure.
Yeah.
But I think just my own confidence as well, and authority.
I'll give you that, yes.
Confidence and authority, and stepping in and not being double-minded or questioning myself.
That's good.
But just moving forward with that confidence. I love being on teams. I'm like a team player. Yeah. And a couple years ago, I had this vision where I was wrestling with that, wanting to
empower. With the team thing.
With the team thing, wanting to empower people, just feeling like kind of dislocated a little bit from like I'm in the good motion.
Yeah.
And I had this vision where the Lord handed me a microphone confidently.
Yeah.
Like, grab this thing.
Like, take it.
And he handed it to me and was like, take the mic.
Yeah.
You are leading this thing.
Ooh.
Like, it was this thing of like,
that's important.
You are the one that I called to lead this.
Yeah.
So lead it. And I think I needed this,
kind of like a kick in the rear end a little bit. It's like
I needed the Lord to be like, I chose you because of the way that you're wired and your gift sets and your heart and the calling is on me.
Like, he chose you.
And as much as I want to divvy up all of that, lead.
Yeah.
And so there was a switch a couple years ago where I was like, okay, let's do this.
Like, I got to start really leading.
And I think that confidence has been definitely noticeable in my own life, and others have remarked too.
Yeah.
I also think that Reformation is a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
And so I remember this theologian teacher named R.T. Kendall, and he is a charismatic theologian.
Okay.
But he talks about how there's been a silent divorce in the church between the Word and the Spirit.
Yeah, wow.
And so how he's longing for there to be a marriage.
Yeah.
And so that has been a deep desire of mine, to see a marriage of Word and Spirit. It starts with the desire, but then the revelation leads to then steps moving forward to actually do it. And so I think myself and our church are moving more and more in these strides to see the marriage of Word and Spirit, to see a real reformation in that way. And then to see a reformation in church culture.
Yes.
How do we relate to one another? We talk about love, we talk about
like,
honor.
how are we living it out?
How are we actually living it out?
Wow.
How do we do it where church leaders have that responsibility, but they're not abusing it?
Oh, that's
how
so
do we
important.
do it?
Wow.
Like, just all these areas where church has been messy and difficult.
Yeah.
Can I, as a leader, embrace true change?
Yeah.
Repent where it's needed.
Yep.
Take
that ownership.
Take that ownership to make a transformation within me, within our teams, and within our culture, to see something that's really beautiful and really healthy and special.
I love
that people are feeling true freedom and feeling support, feeling safety. There's all these dynamics that are really important in church. And so longing to see the best version that we can be. And then finally, I think the tension of knowing the Lord is like, you can be burning for something and saying like, I'm going to see impossibilities bow and I'm going to go for it. Let's crack the whip. And then there's the other side of knowing Jesus that's like, go low and go slow and linger and take your time.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing that dynamic of charging forward, growth, purpose, being driven, but
amazing.
Then also the side of like, stay in His presence longer, spend more time in the Word.
I've been having that,
linger there, go slow,
surrender more.
Such
the surrender moment
there's no wasted time in His presence. You know what I mean? And so I think I'm passionate about all of that, and like how to do that in real life, in my life, in our church culture, and here in Los Angeles, how do we do that as well?
I love that. And I grew up in a church that very theologically based, but not Spirit-filled. It is now, but at the time when I was growing up, it was not. And so I actually didn't know about the Holy Spirit until I was I came to become a believer in my late 20s, but I would say probably I was 30 before I knew. And, for me, I'd say I started experiencing it like in dreams. Like I would have these dreams that were like, I didn't know. Like one of the first dreams I had when I first became a believer was I had a dream of like a car accident. And it was just, I would turn and I would see these lights coming at me and I would wake up. And I'd had this like repeatedly, like every few, and so I thought I was having a recurring nightmare. And I finally heard in the dream, I set before you life and death, choose life. And I woke up and I was like, I don't know what this is, like, but if it's my choice, like, Lord, I want to live. And I went back to sleep, never had the dream again. And 3 months later, was leaving my little parking garage where I worked in Norfolk, Virginia, and had turned. I was in a 25-mile-an-hour zone, and I get up, and it's the first intersection is like crossing with a mall, and I get up and I get to the intersection, and I look to my left, and all of a sudden I see the lights coming at me, and a car T-boned me and hit me over 2 lanes of traffic up on the sidewalk in front of a homeless man. And he was street chasing his friends, so he was turning left, turned right into me. And he was going so fast, he kept going and had to like turn around and come back. Like like I didn't even slow him down. And I walked away, not a hair on my head was touched. My car was completely seated, like melded together. There's like people had to push the car over on the side. Like there's a whole thing. Like the homeless man for sure was an angel, like for sure. Like was speaking to me through the car. Like I could speak to you right now, and then he just disappeared and was gone. And so it was just wild. Yes. But like that was my first encounter with Holy Spirit, and it was just this massive like. I was like, who is this God? Like who is what is this? Because I'd never known it. I hadn't grown up walking like that and knowing, and so it came out of nowhere. And I went to people that I knew that were leaders in the church and was like, what just happened? Like, what did I just experience? Like, how did I see this? And it happened the way I saw it. Yeah. And I thought it was having this recurring nightmare, but I didn't know that the Lord gives warning dreams. Like, I didn't know what these things were. I know now.
I clearly had warning dreams.
Clearly had a warning dream of
this was not just the food I ate that caused weird dreams.
No, and recurring over like a couple of months, and then and then the fact that it was like my choice of like, I sat before you, life and death, choose life. And I was like, I want to live. And not only did I live, but like not a hair on my head was touched, not a scratch, so much. The airbags didn't go off because it was hit on the side. Like so many things should have happened that didn't happen. And
understood.
And it just, but like I have such a hunger for people to know Holy Spirit because I didn't until later. And I have such a passion for that because I see churches that they're teaching such sound doctrine, but you're missing an entire third of the Trinity. So
absolutely.
It's like how does that happen? But then you have the other side in LA that's like super charismatic, spirit-filled, and we've maybe drifted a bit from things. So it can go both ways. So that's a balance.
It for sure can go both ways.
Like how do you navigate that? That's such a balance here, any church, but here in LA.
Yeah, I mean balance is for sure like a word that I like and don't like. I think. Okay. Yeah, because I think sometimes people want balance like every day, but God doesn't do like an everyday balance.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
So he might have a season of greater emphasis. Yeah. But truly, to him, it is a balance.
It will balance out.
Yes. Yeah. But I think people use that sometimes as
like a daily
I don't feel
balance.
Like you are. I think they're using it sometimes as a way to maintain. Like people will say, I'm charismatic with a seatbelt. And I'm like, well, did God put that seatbelt on you, or you're doing it because you want control?
Is that a thing? I've literally never heard that.
I mean, some people say it.
Charismatic with a seatbelt. What does that mean? Is that a...
I think it means they like a little sprinkle, but they're afraid they're afraid of...
I was like, what does that actually mean? I've never heard that.
I think there's some fear in there. I think some fear that things are going to get out of control or messy or like, oh, that's too much for me,
I will say... That actually is funny. When I went to my very first like inner healing session at PIHOP, which I'm a big proponent of soul care and inner healing and all the things, but I full on was like, how weird is this? I need a weird scale. Like, am I gonna be like freaking out on the floor? Sure. Like, I need a weirdness. I have like, you gotta give me a range.
I get it.
So, and
it's the same thing as like when people are like, the Holy Spirit is a gentleman, and okay, like I hear what you're saying, but he also knocked Paul off his donkey and blinded him. Like, it's not very gentlemanly,
No. There's some force in there.
Yeah.
There's some force.
It's God we're talking about. He can do whatever he wants.
This is not a small
Will you let him? I think that's the question. And so often he is very comfortable offending us. Yeah. And how do we respond in our offense, I think is...
Well, and that's what resets us. I mean, honestly, I think sometimes we need to be shaken up. I knew I needed to be, still need to be, shaken up and offended, and it's in the best way, not in like an offense from the enemy kind of way, but in a like, hey, this is what I want you to do, and me being like, that's hard, like that's the good stuff.
There's plenty of areas that I still think are weird
Yeah.
You know?
I have a weirdness scale too. I'm like, okay, just give me a range. I just need to know.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's kind of fun to talk about too, and it's so interesting what we choose to categorize as weird.
Yeah.
You know, I remember I was like, oh, physical healing, that's so awesome. I've seen all these things take place.
Yeah.
But I was categorizing like, but tongues and interpretation?
Really?
That is so weird. This was years ago. Okay. I was just like, but I think part of it was like I was seeing abuses of it.
Okay.
I was like, is that really real?
Fair.
Just, whatever it is.
I'll give you that.
And just the longing for the true, authentic move of the Spirit is a good thing.
It's a very good thing, yeah.
But in that discovery and in seasons of questioning, which is really healthy, by the way, to continue to be like, God, I don't get this. I'm offended by this. I think these people are faking it. But here I am. Show me what is real.
Still to be there, yeah.
And I think that's really important, and it's something that we miss in the church a lot of times. And I think that is one of the greatest keys for people who are deconstructing their faith or questioning, is to just give space for them to question and be like, just bring it before the Lord.
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, God is big enough to handle your questions. Like, God's big enough to handle your doubts, your questions, whatever your stuff is. He's big enough to handle it. You just have to bring it to him.
Yes.
Like, you don't bring it to other people. You bring it to the Lord. And
that's right.
You're like, this is what I'm questioning right now. This is like you were. It's like, I mean, I've never questioned whether I was meant to be in LA. Like, I have been fortunate enough that every single day I've been here, I've been like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Great.
So that's amazing.
I have moments.
But within that, like, there's other things.
Back in the Southeast is a little cheaper and easier.
Yeah, you're like, I could buy this big house, and I'm like renting a studio or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
it does for sure help to feel like a call to the city.
I think it's necessary for people to stay. I think you have to feel called here, because there is so much that could pull you in LA.
It's true.
And it's I mean, and you've clearly been called to stay here, and that's amazing.
That's right. I have moments where I'm like, wow, Orange County seems easy. I could still drive up for church, right?
You're like, Orange County, no, don't even say that. Don't even have people hear that.
I'm just being real. I have these thoughts. Right now I'm very comfortable. I'm here on the west side. I like it. I love it.
The west side is the best side. It's beautiful.
But I definitely am like, one day, maybe these other places. Yeah.
And Orange County's great too. We love Orange County. We love our churches in Orange County.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's very, I mean, even in this season too of just, you're jumping into new things in a lot of ways, and you're still shepherding and stewarding, 20s, 30s, 40s, like people coming in with the new space. There is opportunity for new generations to come in, which is a whole different thing.
New nations. One of my favorite things ever right now is walking into church and hearing Russian and hearing there was just a woman who had a miraculous healing. I believe she's from Iran.
Oh, wow.
And she doesn't speak any English, so she's just translating on Google.
Oh, my goodness.
And she was talking about how she couldn't move her arm. It was like paralyzed.
Wow.
And at church, the Lord miraculously healed her, and she was like
moved
laughing and crying. And
she was showing you too, like I moved
and she said the doctor said it was impossible.
Yeah.
And so to hear the nations coming to Jesus, there's something about it that just melts my face off.
It's so good. It's so good.
And just hearing more and more. I was talking with a girl from Germany last night.
Oh my gosh.
And she was saying that she found the Lord at Evergreen.
That's amazing.
And that's where God encountered her, and then her mom now is a believer because of it.
Stop it.
Just hearing these stories, it's like, oh, this is all worth it. Oh my gosh, I don't want the easy road. I want the path that God has.
Because look and I will say, I mean, for people who don't know Evergreen, like, I mean, I have seen physical healings there. I've experienced them. I have been a part of them for others. And like, it's wild. Like, there is a healing anointing on that church. Like, it's on you, but it's on the church. And it's just amazing to step into a place where people believe for that, and they're seeing it all the time. Yeah. And it's like, actually, this is the Lord's doing it, and he's doing it repeatedly. It's not like a one-off kind of thing.
Yeah. And I don't even want to take credit like that this is something special for our church. I'm so grateful that people are being healed emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever. But to me, it's like the ministry of Jesus, and in the kingdom of God, whatever you focus on increases.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's just, well, this is something that we do choose to focus on. One of many things that we focusing on Jesus and who he is and how he ministers. And so, but watching then the faith levels rise and
up.
that I do believe is something that you can cultivate in a church environment.
Yeah, agreed.
You can cultivate and honoring what God is doing to raise levels of faith where it's tangible. Because
people need those testimonies. I mean, that's honestly like the way that this whole podcast even started was me being in Laguna and the Lord, like just in my journaling time, the Lord being like, I'm redefining what's possible in your life. Like, I'm redefining what's possible in your life. And I was like, that's it. That's the name of the podcast. And it's, but it is testimony time. It's literally coming in and holding stories. And, you know, and I love that. I mean, for you, like, if you were to look back on just your life, because you were called into ministry and mission so early, which again, rare, amazing, but rare.
Right.
You know, how has this, I would say maybe even this season, this LA season, like how has this transformed like who you believe the Lord to be, and just like how your faith in general? Because it has to have changed it over the last like 10 years.
Yes. What's coming to mind, at least right now, is when you move to a place like this, I'm such a visionary, and so I dream with the Lord, and I'm like, we could do this, and we could do these programs, and we could do these buildings, and
the big dreams,
I really
big
can
things.
go. I really can go there, and I want to go there, honestly. But there's something that happens in your heart where you can dream all the awesome dreams, but then you really, really get to a place where you're like, you know what? Jesus is the dream. His presence is the dream. Loving the people in front of me is the dream.
It is. Wow.
One of my favorite songs growing up is by this guy, Robin Mark.
Should I know who that is? I don't know.
It's
I probably should.
This album I used to listen to, Revival in Belfast.
Nice.
Ireland.
Nice in Ireland.
So it's got
we love it.
like penny whistles and things. It's probably a little dated now, but I love it. And this song, I still get teary-eyed listening, and it's when it's all been said and done. And it's just talking about like when this life is over, when it's all been said and done, did I do my best to live for truth? Lord, I live my life for you. Basically, all of this is worth nothing except that I'm choosing love's reward. And
so
these themes of I can dream big, I can see all these great things take place, I can see a lot of people come to know the Lord, I can see in a city like this, like, oh, we want to see movies made, documentaries, we want to see...
There's projects, lots of projects. Lots
and
of projects.
People and famous people, and like, it is exciting. And that's part of the war too, of like, should I not get excited that these things are happening, or shouldn't I? But when you just lay all that down, there's so much more freedom when you're like, even if like I just want to be true to my assignment. So if I find what my assignment is, and I faithfully am loving the Lord, and I'm faithfully loving the person in front of me, and faithfully doing what he's asking to, and just living with like the richest dripping love of Jesus through my life, that is the dream.
That's it. That's the reward.
And so I have always believed that and preached that.
It's so good.
But now I'm like, through life circumstances,
you get to
like learn it.
Walk it out.
You get to learn it and start to embody it. And I'm like, I got a long way to go. But I so long to embody that. Like, I want to be an old man in a rocking chair, like, maybe still in LA, and just like the love of the Lord is so tangible.
Just like soaking.
That like someone can approach me and it's like Jesus is just pouring out. Like that's my desire, right? So I want to get there. But at the same time, if the assignment is dream bigger and create a studio or mini studios and see podcast after podcast formed, and see the music industry change, and to see the list goes on of what
because
we want to see.
that is LA. That is the hub of kind of outreach in LA is through media and entertainment.
Right.
So it makes sense that the Lord would partner that dream up and say, like, okay, you're here for my people, you're here for me. However, here's how here's how I want you to reach them.
That's right. And the modern day Billy Graham movement is probably through media, I would assume. And so longing to see people saved and raised up in the Lord and coming to know his voice and walking in the word. True discipleship. I have a longing to see health in churches globally. All these things I long to see, but the lesson is even if I don't see all these dreams, am I just basking in the light of his face?
It's so good.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and the surrender is the test. I mean, it's the I can speak even just for me personally. Just the last couple of weeks, the Lord was asking me to lay some things down, and every time I've laid things down, because we do this throughout our whole lives. Every time I've laid things down, I've walked away. It's been okay, I lay it down and walk away. And this time it was surrender it all and stay. And it was a whole different thing. Yeah. And I was I don't know how to do, what does that even look like? What is that? And the Lord's do you love me the most? It was just this constant, just a check of hey, can you? It wasn't for you to walk away, but it was, can you lay it down? Do you still love me the most? And will you still choose me?
Yes.
It was a test to see if I'd make these other things an idol.
I love
and
that.
I had just gotten so used to okay, we lay things down, we walk away, I know what this is. And the Lord's actually,
pick
no.
it up.
He literally was just
pick
actually,
it up with the surrendered heart.
That's not what this is. And I was it's just the sobs and the tears. It was the whole, and I'm still walking out how I do that because it's such a new thing, but
that's right. I think it's constant.
It will wreck you. It'll mess you up. It is it messed me up. I was this is, what are we doing? What do you mean we're doing something different? And the Lord's just always doing new things.
What would you say though, being, because I do think LA can be kind of it can be a good pressure cooker, for faster growth.
I think
How would you say?
Oh, for
looking
me,
back for you?
No, for me, LA has been, all of my healing has happened in LA. I had to physically.
Isn't that ironic though?
It's ironic, but it's also I kind of knew. I knew 3 years before I moved to LA that I was coming to California, but I never had LA in the radar because I was in tech. I was going to Northern California. That's the only thing that made sense. There was no reason for me to go to LA, and of course now I'm in LA. But when I came out here, I was physically across the country removed from some experiences in my past that had been traumatic and had been really just painful, honestly. And so God is so good that he knew I physically needed to be thousands of miles away to be in a place where I could kind of reset, feel safe, be healed. And so honestly,
I just think it's ironic that such a crazy city.
It's such a crazy city,
a place of healing,
and
for
it's
God.
been such a place of healing, and it's been everything. It has been this wild. Physical healing, emotional healing, all of it, mental healing, all of it has been here. And not that he doesn't do that everywhere else, he does. But for me, I had to be in the right place in the right time.
That's right.
And I also had to be ready for it. And that all happened out here. And a lot of that happened at Evergreen. The first time I came to Evergreen, I was over on the side, halfway back, and I was I don't go up front with those crazy people. I don't do that. And then you're laughing because that ended up being where I was for 2 years. And I was, the first 6 months I was there, I was this person crying on the front and the floor. And I was what am I doing? What is happening? I do not cry like this. What is this? And it's just, I was am I going to do this every week? What is happening? But that was just the Lord, so many layers.
Yes.
He gets all the layers in there. And
he does.
And it's so important and it's so needed. And I just think as long as people are in the place that they need to be for that to happen, as long as you're obedient and you're in that right place, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I've heard so many stories of people moving to LA and you think it's going to be oh, they're not doing well. They're not going to do well in this city because of just the chaos and the temptations here, whatever it is. And again, if it's if it's obedience to the Lord,
yeah,
then I have seen people grow so
massively
dramatically here.
Yeah. Same.
Which I love. It's the contrast of the world and the kingdom of God.
It's so good. I mean, and that's touched every area of my life. It's where I stepped out to start my own business. It's where I stepped out to do the podcast. It's where, like, writing the books that I've written, like, all of that happened here. Not that God couldn't have done it anywhere, but it just is, this was the place. So it's massive that all those, I mean, I look at my life and I'm like, I was a whole different person before I moved out here. You know, I was a believer, but in a whole different place in my life. And it's just, I mean, you were a different person before you came to LA. You know, you were stepping out on faith, but then the Lord's like, hey, this is where I have for you. You know, you're going to grow here, and you're going to develop here, and you're going to mature here, and you're going to reign here. And like, these are all things that you had to do in LA to do them, which is so wild. So tell me what's coming if you're dreaming with the Lord. Like, what's next? What's on the dream vision board that you can share?
Well, we just moved into a new building,
which is wild,
on the west side of LA, which is not, by a worldly standard, is not easy nor inexpensive.
Yeah.
So that has been a lot of, my faith level has been rising.
Yeah, I love
because
that.
I literally I told this to our church. When we were setting kind of a financial goal, I told them, I was like, I didn't have faith for that number. And
that's
I was like, okay.
Fair. That's fair, though.
But that's how God grows us. And I just was real. I was like, I don't have faith for this.
Yeah.
And we went way above and beyond
which
that
is
number.
Amazing.
With generosity.
Yeah.
And from like everyday normal people giving.
See, and that was a good question. I love that, because typically when a church says that, there's like one big gift, or there's somebody that kind of jumps in.
I mean, I'd take it, but no.
Yeah.
It was.
This has been like, but it's everybody.
It was everybody pitching in, which I actually do love. It feels so much more family, and everyone is so excited about, like, because we've just been renting on Sundays.
Space,
So, I mean, it's awesome to have a space that you can set up and tear down, but to have something all week for all the things we want to do actually is a big deal.
It's a very big deal. Yeah, I mean, it's a huge elevation and growth step for you to be now, you know, shepherding that. I mean, I even see like buildings beyond this one. And I see what a training ground this building is. I mean, I look at it and I'm like, oh, this is such a training ground for everyone, for leadership, for everyone to be like, oh, how do we steward this?
That's right.
You know, a place that we have all week to then go into buy something later, and then go into, I mean, just all of it.
I think like leveling up in excellence and equipping are all huge parts of what we long to see.
I love that.
So there's like the local church part, there's the media and missions part, and then there's like pastors and missionaries, and beyond. And beyond. But wanting to be like equipping training center in all those areas.
It's so good.
And then to be producing in all those areas.
Yeah,
so that means we gotta like really get in there in all those areas.
Wow.
And that does mean that there's a lot of brick and mortar needed.
For sure.
But I have more faith than ever for it. Like, if God wants it, he's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it. I love that.
My brother, this is a cool testimony. My brother and sister-in-law moved out here 6 months after me. We were all in Chicago. Yeah. I had felt LA for a while. They were like, LA, gross.
They're like, no, we're
like,
good.
Pasadena's nice.
Like, we're good.
And so they were dreaming everywhere else. Anyway, long story short, they ended up in Pasadena.
So good.
So they planted a house church the same time that we did. And there's this called Frontier. 10 years later, we both, the same week, got notified that we both got buildings.
Stop.
We got keys the same week.
No, I did not know that.
And they are doing construction on their building right now, about to move in as well.
That is wild. Oh, I have chill bumps. That's wild. Oh my gosh.
And you have to understand, this is a very expensive, you do understand, but audience, how difficult this is in this city. Yeah. So it's like such a testimony that 10 years later,
both of you,
to a T,
in the same week, in the same, getting, signing contracts, getting keys, in the same week.
Yes. And that building they're moving into is a gorgeous, in Pasadena, Spanish church, Spanish style
probably
church.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh.
And that is the church when I first moved here that my mom's cousin, who's not a believer
right.
at all, far from it, hating on us kind of, he took us by that building and said, that's where I used to grow up going to church.
Stop.
Your uncles were deacons there on leadership, and that is the church that my brother
oh my gosh.
is
the Lord's
pastoring.
like redeeming your family line through this too.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that nuts?
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So I was so encouraged by that.
This is wild.
I go, you know what? God knew all along. Set up, tear down. He knows the seasons.
He knows the seasons.
He knows what's like. This is what you're gonna handle right now.
That's so good.
And this is what you're gonna steward. And this is what I'm gonna give you. And I'm gonna make it clear by showing the exact same week.
And the same. It's
that this
so
is
clear. Like,
yes.
It's not a question.
To me, through that, I was like, God is God.
You needed it. You needed this.
I can try my hardest to make something happen.
Yeah,
I can try my hardest to get a building. I can try my hardest to make whatever I want to happen.
Right.
But God is building his church.
He's building his church.
He will do it in his timing.
And his way.
And his way.
The how has been the
so
thing.
I'm so encouraged by it. I'm like, he's got this.
We got to take our hands off the how. The how is, we all want to grab that. And the Lord's like, I'm going to do it how I want to do it. It's amazing.
It also makes me feel like, I'm sure I'll make tons of mistakes. I have made tons of mistakes. We'll make tons of mistakes.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I'm so covered.
Yeah.
You know how good that feels?
No, there's grace for that. Yeah.
That feels so good to know I am covered by the Lord. And he's like, let me
help you out.
You're human, my dear boy.
Yeah.
You are very human, my dear boy.
Let me give you a little assistance on that one.
I am God.
Yeah.
And let me show you that even still, in these timelines and seasons, I know what I'm doing.
I love it. Okay, so real quick for those who are watching and listening, you know, they're in a place where, let's say they're in the timelines and seasons place, and what advice would you give to somebody that's just like
figuring out their timelines and seasons?
Or looking, praying for something, like you were on this faith journey and you're still on this faith journey, but just something that hasn't happened yet. You know, they're in that
waiting,
or
longing,
the discerning, all of it.
Oh man, I mean that's what we constantly are dealing with our friends here, right?
All the time, all the time.
It's
all
like
day.
every conversation.
All day. Have we met?
Waiting for a spouse, waiting for a project, waiting for money,
all the things.
I just say just be dependent on him. Trust. That's where this is the season of trust development. This is the season of trust development when you can't see clearly, when it's not easy. You got to be like, all I can see is sort of the foot in front of me.
Where I think I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I would say just lean into that dependency as much as you can. Surrender, like you already mentioned, is key. The most freedom in life comes in surrender.
Yeah,
it's that holy surrender, nothing like it.
Nothing like
and
it.
It can be really hard to take your fingers that you've been holding so tightly onto.
It's so good though.
But then you're like, oh wow, I'm so glad I did that. So I'd say surrender, trust, dependency. Discernment is also key. Discernment.
You gotta grow in that. We all can grow in that. Yeah.
Yeah, because that new open door might not be the open door you're supposed to go through.
Yeah.
And so learning
so good.
to abide and hear his voice and respond accordingly is key. But I'd say just be faithfulness is one of my favorite attributes of God. To know that God is faithful. Yeah. So in the moment you're like, this thing, I need to see breakthrough here. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I long to see breakthrough. Yeah. But then you look 5 years, 10 years, 20 years back and you're like, God is faithful.
He's so faithful. And he's got you.
Oh my, that's what always makes me tear up. Yeah. I'm like, oh, the faithfulness of God. He's so faithful.
And you can really only see it for the most part looking back. I mean, sometimes you can see it in the moment of oh, thank you, you saved me, you protected me. Sometimes you get that perspective, but a lot of times it's looking back where you're like, because you see the thread.
That's right.
And you can't see that in one glimpse. You have to have time. Like you're saying, you have to have time for that to be like, oh, it wasn't right then, but it's right now. Or, oh, this was, there's just, God's so good.
I would also say the hyper fixation on the thing, the project, the film, the relationship. We hyper fixate.
Yep.
Usually it's not even about the thing.
Yep.
It's about what am I learning right now in this season? What is the character that God wants me to develop right now?
That's good.
And you're like, ooh,
that's really good.
Okay, I gotta lean into that.
Yeah.
And then just know that as you're faithful with that portion and remain open-handed, no matter what happens with the finances or the money or the, whatever it is, you're like, I'm going to be okay because my identity is rooted in a God who loves me and is for me and will take care of me, and he's faithful.
So good. Okay, so how can people get in touch with you if they're in LA? How can they find Evergreen? How can they, and then if they're not from LA or whatever, how can they find you, social media, all the things?
If you're in LA, just type in Evergreen Los Angeles.
There you go, the whole thing. Not just Evergreen,
on any device.
Evergreen Los Angeles, and then the church is on Barrington, but new address. So do you know off the top of your head?
You'll find it.
You don't know off the top of your head yet. That's okay.
2045 South Barrington.
Good. There you go. You got it.
Yeah, right where 405 and 10 meet.
Yeah,
you will find us.
You've literally been there like a week, so I was like, it's fine if you don't remember.
No, I know it.
And then if people want to connect with you, social media, how can they find you?
Sure, you can type it in at Tomas, Tomas.
Tom
underscore.
No H.
No, that's the Norwegian. Thomas, Tomas underscore Martinsen. Martinsen.
Sen, yeah.
And that's me.
And that's you. And then they connect with Evergreen Church LA also on Instagram if they want that too.
Oh, of course.
So,
yes.
And YouTube for all your sermons and all the things.
Yeah, YouTube, we've been putting a lot of focus on a lot of our worship sets.
Yeah,
we've been investing in really longing for people to have rich encounters with the Lord through worship.
Yep.
So I'd recommend going on YouTube and just playing
diving in
45 minutes of worship. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's good. Well, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, this is a blast.
I loved having you. It's so fun. Thank you all so much for joining us on Redefining Possible. I'm your host again, Peyton Hoffman. Cannot wait to see you all next time.
What happens when the thing you've barely dared to dream for actually comes true? How does it change you when what you've been believing for and almost given up hope on finally becomes reality? The Redefining Possible podcast spotlights guests with stories of insurmountable odds who have witnessed the impossible become possible with God.